In 2018, one of the most ambitious product launches in American industrial history was falling apart in real time. Tesla, the electric vehicle company founded by Elon Musk, had promised the world a car called the Model 3, not a luxury vehicle for early adopters, a mainstream electric car priced for regular people that was supposed to prove that clean energy could actually scale. What happened next almost destroyed Tesla forever, and it would have all been Elon's fault. Hi, I'm Matt Jertson, and I got to watch how Elon works firsthand as the head of training and development at SpaceX. I now run Built, a leadership development firm focused on the engineers and technical leaders solving the world's hardest problems. After years of working with leaders doing impossible things, I can tell you that making sure your team is working on the right things is one of the most important tasks as a leader. Just a quick interjection, I wanted to remind you that I run a company called Built, where we train the next generation of hard tech leaders how to build teams capable of solving the world's hardest problems. If you are an aspiring technical leader, an existing leader, or responsible for training leaders in your organization, please check out builtleaders.com to see if we can support you and your team. What is the priority? What should you be doing, and what shouldn't you be doing? That is why in this video, I'm going to walk you through the algorithm, the operating system that Elon and his team developed after he did everything wrong during the Model 3 production ramp at Tesla, and then show you how to use it on your team. To get back to the story, Tesla had promised 5,000 cars per week off the production line. They were hitting a fraction of that. All of the troubles stem from Elon's desire to automate the entire factory. He said he wanted it to look like an alien dreadnought, a dark factory, no one working inside, and cars just churning out 24/7. The problem was he over-automated. He added complexity where simplicity was needed. He built systems before he ever stopped to ask whether those systems needed to exist at all. At one point, he tore out an entire automated conveyor system that a team had spent months building because when he actually looked at it, the step it was performing didn't need to happen in the first place. That experience, getting it catastrophically wrong at billion-dollar scale, forced him to codify something. A 5-step framework for making sure that before you build, automate, or optimize anything, you first asked whether it should exist at all. So let's look at the algorithm. Step 1, question every requirement and make every requirement come from a person, not a department. In any team, work accumulates, processes, deliverables, approval steps, standards, and most of them, if you trace them back, came from somewhere. A decision someone made, a problem someone was solving. Over time, the person leaves, but the requirement stays. So Musk's rule is simple. Every requirement needs to be owned by a specific human being, not legal requires this, or that's how engineering does it. A name, someone you can call and ask, is this still necessary? Because if it's not, you should get rid of it. Step 2 of the algorithm is delete as much as possible. And if you're not occasionally adding things back in, you haven't deleted enough. Similar to requirements, Elon says that every part must have an owner, and every owner's job is to get rid of their part. This is how SpaceX was able to revolutionize satellite manufacturing and launch over 10,000 Starlink satellites in just a handful of years. Rather than worry about deleting too much, Elon says you should just keep deleting until it becomes clear that you have to add a part back in. If you aren't adding back in 10% of what you removed, then you aren't removing enough. Now, step 3, optimize. This is where most organizations start the conversation, and that is the mistake. You cannot efficiently run processes that shouldn't be running in the first place. Going faster in the wrong direction just gets you to the wrong place sooner. Once you've questioned your requirements and deleted anything that isn't needed, then and only then do you optimize the process or design. Once you've optimized, step 4, accelerate. Once it's simplified, now you make it faster. Now you work on speed, reduce cycle time, cut the lag between steps, compress the feedback loops, but again, only on things that have already survived steps 1, 2, and 3. Acceleration is powerful. Applied to the right things, it compounds. Applied to the wrong things, it compounds the damage. And so now step 5, this is where everybody gets excited. Now You automate. This is the lesson Tesla learned at enormous cost because Musk automated the Model 3 line before completing the first 4 steps of the process and had to rip millions of dollars of equipment out because the underlying process was wrong. Automation locks you into whatever you automate. If that thing shouldn't exist, you've now made it permanently and expensively wrong. To make the power of this algorithm come home, I want to give you a few examples of how these frameworks apply outside of manufacturing lines. A simple example is the recurring meeting that no one questions. Every team has them: the Monday stand-up that became a 90-minute status theater, the weekly report that 3 people read, and approval chains that add weeks to every decision. What can you do? You can run the algorithm. Who required this? Can you name them? Can you call and ask if it's still needed? If you delete it for a month, what actually breaks? If the answer is nothing, well, then the meeting's gone. Another example is anytime you are looking to create a new process for something on your team. You know, your team has a problem. Your instinct is to build a solution, a new workflow, a new tool, a new review process. Stop. Let's pause on that instinct. Before you build anything, run the algorithm. Question the requirement creating the problem. Is it real? Is it current? Does it still make sense? Delete every step in your proposed solution that doesn't have to be there. Simplify what's left. Then build. This is the discipline that separates teams that are constantly firefighting from teams that actually make progress. 5 steps. Question requirements. Delete ruthlessly. Simplify. Accelerate. Automate last. Elon Musk learned this framework by getting it catastrophically wrong at one of the most watched product launches in automotive history. You don't have to make that mistake on your team. The most important question you can ask as a manager isn't how do we do this faster? It's should we be doing this at all? If this video was useful, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I publish every week on practical leadership in technical environments. And if you want me to go deeper on any steps of this process, please make sure to drop a comment below, and we'll see if in a future video we can dive that much deeper. I will see you next time.